welcome you here to Art Keller Field. Chris LoBosco here with you as we get ready for some CCIW play for the Carthage College Firebirds as they get ready for some more non-conference play. Chris LoBosco here with you as it will be the Carthage Firebirds taking on the Stevens Point Pointers as the Firebirds come in with a 7-1 record, a 5-0 record for Stevens Point. Big game here to continue their winning ways, only losing one game so far this season for the Firebirds, and one being an 8-9 loss to Wisconsin Lacrosse, a close one. White-out conditions, as Dr. Pete was telling me for that one. So, want to try and move to 8-1. As you can see here, Carroll right now 9-0 in their non-conference play for the CCIW. Augustana 7-3. Those are the top three teams right now, with Carthage being in that second spot. But out of conference, not as important as in conference. Just want to build up a good resume going on into your conference play, which will be starting soon here for the Firebirds. Great offensive season that they've been having so far. Multiple players getting involved here for the Firebirds. As you can see right now, the Pullman Auto Store's stats of the game. As you can see, 13 goals for right now for Stevens Point, only giving up 4 on the defensive end. Impressive defensive play that they've had so far. 67% save percentage. Really impressive from a goalie as well. Turnovers per game, they've had 28.3, 13 of them caused. Doing a decent job on the draws as well. So this will be a tough opponent too for the Firebirds here. A team that hasn't seen a loss yet on the season. And if there's a team that can do it, it's the Firebirds. 12 goals per game for them. Just under 6 there, almost 5 goals allowed per game as well. Their shot percentage nearly 40%. Save percentage a little bit lower than what we saw on the other side, but they also don't give up as many shots either. Assists per game, 5 for them. 14 turnovers per game, so significantly lower in that area, and causing just about as many turnovers as they make. So one of the critical things here will be, can the Firebirds ride effectively and really force this Stevens Point team that does turn the ball over, if they can get them to turn the ball over here today. So that'll be one of the things we will be looking out for as this game will get started here soon. A doubleheader of lacrosse that we get today, as the men played earlier, won their game. As we take a look at the players to watch here, Doctors of Physical Therapy players to watch for the side of Stevens Point. It will be the Grand Rapids, Minnesota sophomore, Barry Barr, as she will be one of the players to watch for this Stevens Point team. Currently leading the scorers for Stevens Point. 16 goals for her and 3 assists. So their main goal scorer, she'll be one to watch out for on the visiting side. As for the side of the Firebirds, it is going to be a day to watch out for Augie Claridge, as she is the leading scorer, is the junior for this team. 28 goals Augie Claridge has scored so far this season on 37 points, so 9 assists for her as well. She has led the way. Piper Lefevre, who has led this team in scoring so many times, only second this year, but she is an important player as well. This is a multi-threat scoring attack when you have 6 different players that are in double digits for points. So an impressive offensive onslaught that the Firebirds can have in any given game. So we'll see if they're going to be able to do that today as well. We'll step aside as they will get ready to announce starters here and do the national anthem, and we'll be back with the opening draw.
Good evening, student athletes, coaches, staff, and fans, and welcome to Art Keller Field for tonight's game between the visiting Wisconsin Stevens Point Pointers and your Carthage College Firebirds. Let's meet today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Pointers. At defense, number 1, Josie Tanner. At midfield, number 4, Paige Allen. At defense, number 6, Ellie Gertgen. At attack, number 7, Barry Barr. At defense, number 9, Claire Heller. At attack, number 15, Aubrey Keeping. At attack, number 19, Marissa Van Dyke. At midfield, number 24, Amelia Kittinger. At attack, number 26, Katie Wiggin. At midfield, number 29, Rowan Dunn. At defense, number 32, Kaylee Slane. And in goal, number 22, Emily Grieg. The head coach of the Pointers is Katie Lindsley. They are assisted by Dylan Wall and Chloe Shashinsky.
I don't even know what she said, 'cause she formed. It's formed. And she got it done. Like the way she formed. And she gon' perform it. Look the same in morning. She don't stop, keep going. I don't even know what she said, but this what I hear in my head.
And now, let's meet your Carthage College Firebirds. At attack, number 2, Shannon Heinschmidt. At attack, number 3, Augie Claridge. At attack, number 4, Rosie Nolan. At midfield, number 5, Hannah Kim. At defense, number 7, Sophia Winterkorn. At attack, number 8, Kylie Higgins. At defense, number 15, Denise Gehring. At defense, number 16, Taylor Ruff. At attack, number 19, Piper Lefevre. At defense, number 21, Erica Maya. At attack, number 22, Kelsey O'Brien. And in goal for the Firebirds, number 44, Sochi Del Vera. The head coach of the Firebirds is Maddie Burney. Coach Burney is assisted by Alessandra Almendarez. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please rise if able and move your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
It's time for Firebirds Lacrosse here at Art Keller Arena. Chris LoBosco here with you as we get ready for the Carthage College Firebirds to take on the Stevens Point Pointers in this NCAA Division III matchup. The starters there, as you can see, for this Pointers team. They've had an undefeated undefeated season so far. Haven't played as many games as the Firebirds, only 5 as opposed to the 8 for the Firebirds, but we will be watching this team closely. This will be a big win to head into CCIW play for the Firebirds. They can get themselves a win here. As for the other side, the usual suspects for the Firebirds as far as their starters are concerned. We see how the offense will be able to start off. As they take the field now, do those starters. Your usual attack with Heitschmidt and Augie Claridge, Rosie Nolan out there as well, playing midfield and attack. A lot of time at midfield. I think the last time we saw her there, getting involved as well, Hannah Kim, who plays defense and midfielder, been playing a lot of midfielder, has Kim. Winterkorn on defense, Kaylee Higgins, Gehring, Ruff, Piper Lefevre, of course, should be taking the draw here as well for the Firebirds. Erica Maya, Kelsey O'Brien, and then it will be in goal, number 44, Sochi Delva Lavera. Now she has had a pretty good start to the year so far in net. So it is Lefevre in there to take this opening draw. As that one up into the air. And finally controlled by Lefevre. So they will get to go onto the offensive end first. Do the Firebirds. As that Sun, if you were on the near side of the field, that will be a tough pass to catch. So one thing that we'll have to pay attention to here is how those passes on the near side go. As they look to get set up on the offensive end. Lefevre with the ball now. Up top, just outside that 12-meter fan, looking to get the offense set up there. They've got their players out, as she will look to dodge from there. Dodges down that far alley, spins towards the net. Lost the ball, picks it up. I'm surprised she didn't turn around and shoot, but now gives it off for a shot and goal. Just trying to see the number there. That's how bright it is. I believe that was Augie Claridge. Just waiting to see. And that is a good goal from number 3, Claridge. As they say, her stick is okay. So a 1-0 lead off of the first possession. Good little thumbs up there from Claridge as well to make it a 1-0 lead for the Firebirds. Great start to the game. Good initial dodge that led to the opportunity to free up Claridge as well. So Lefevre should be on the stat sheet, I would imagine, for an assist on that too. So a goal that has an assist. Always like to see that. And another win on the draw. This time it's Heitschmidt, who is on the wing and possesses this one and takes it down low. So Shannon Heitschmidt with the ball now. Allows her team to get set up offensively. Still just continuing to carry the ball, just waiting till she can find someone free over on the far side. Work this one around the offensive end. It looks like they will set up on the near side, so they're dodging from the Sun and going to an area where they don't have to make a pass through it, or somebody has to receive a pass while the Sun is up on that side. So dodging inside, looking for the shot and goal! This time, it's Kaylee Higgins, making it 2-0 Firebirds. So they are coming out roaring on the offensive end here. Of course, just got to make sure the stick is okay. So they do the stick check here. Looks like it's good. So that should be a good goal. 2-0 Firebirds. 2 draws, 2 wins, 2 possessions, 2 goals. Now, I'm not saying they're going to continue to just make it, take it like this, but I think you have to be happy if you are head coach Maddie Burney with the start that they are having against a team that is undefeated. Now, they've only played 5 games, but you still always like to win those out-of-conference games when you can. So Lefevre back into the offensive draw circle in that dot. Wins it to the near side, and another ground ball picked up by Heitschmidt. So Shannon Heitschmidt getting the possession once again for the Firebirds on that wing as they will settle in on the offensive end. So Kaylee Higgins there. Looks like they put that one as an unassisted goal for Higgins. As they are possessing this one with Lefevre. She goes to dodge down that far alley again. This time she'll take the shot. Nice save made by the goalie in number 22, Emily Grieg, as that will be now the first clear for the Pointers. Running down the near sideline and just trying to get through. A little bit of extra contact there while Rowan Dunn was running. So I think they're going to call, looks like they're calling a slash. Is that a yellow card that no, green card, excuse me. So green card gets pulled out here. This will be a player up opportunity for the Pointers. Looks like they are calling that one on Kelsey O'Brien, who goes into the box here. Don't see the time up on the clock just yet, but either way, green card opportunity for the Pointers. As they possess this ball on the near side. Lost it for a second, did the player there. As now they have a player cutting inside. The shot never got off. Good defense as it's Lefevre with it now. Piper Lefevre running down the near sideline. Actually take that back. That's Gehring as she runs down the near side. Makes the pass off as her lane got cut off, and she gives it to Augie Claridge. Claridge inside. Quick pass out in front. Fake, and then the shot and goal. Rosie Nolan. 3-0. The Firebirds score while a player down. And I think the penalty was close to ending. I don't think it ended just yet. I think they're just, there it is. It's 39 seconds still. I feel like that probably should be closer to being over. I think they just got unfortunate that it didn't get on the clock quicker. Goal is good, by the way. So Rosie Nolan with a goal here. And Augie Claridge, of course, getting the assist. So shorthanded goal for the Firebirds, as they are off to a rock and roarous start here at Art Keller Field. Official gets them set up for the draw, and Piper wins it initially, but we get a whistle. And I think it's still Firebirds' ball, so not sure why there was the stoppage there. As Hannah Kim runs that one down on the far sideline, gets that one into the offensive third, where they will slow things up as they get their substitutions on. And Sun making it difficult for everybody to see out there. I see one of the officials, even with his hat on, he's still got the hand up to try and block the Sun. As their dodge around one, the ball ends up on the ground, but she gets it right back. Does Kim. So Hannah Kim keeping the possession here. As now the penalty's finally over, back to even strength. Piper Lefevre will find that player who just came on, and Kelsey O'Brien, the freshman, now looking to be the one to dodge here. Has a lot of room down that far alley. Gets past the player. Gets inside. Shoots, and the save made. Nice save by Grieg. There was only the goalie between O'Brien, and she's able to get that stop. Otherwise, that would have been a goal. Maybe her shot location just a little bit better, and she probably gets a goal there. But you have to like how well involved the freshman is, and then we get a whistle here. See what the whistle is going to be. I don't know if they're keeping the possession. Oh, yellow card it looks like. I think it was maybe a slash was the call. So yellow card. Yep, slash it looks like will be the call. So that looks like that is number 9. In Claire Heller. So Heller will go into the box here for 2 minutes. A prime opportunity for the Firebirds to extend this lead to 4. Quick pass made by Gehring over to the near side. As they will get set up on the offensive end here. O'Brien now over to Kim. Kim holding on. Looks like they will start things up over on that far side. Pass almost a little bit off. Good job making sure it doesn't, though, for the Firebirds as they keep the possession here. So they will set up from X, it looks like, for this offensive possession here. Minute 29 still on their player up opportunity. Lefevre fakes the shot, goes around one, spins back to her left, now goes over back to the near side. As their player cutting in, shot and goal! Kelsey O'Brien on the cut. As she will add to the lead and make it 4-0. That should be it for the penalty as well on the yellow card. As long as the stick is okay, which it is, so good goal. And that will do it for the penalty, I believe. I don't think it was locked in. So I believe Claire Heller will be able to come out of the box now. I think just waiting for the official go-ahead. Never mind, it's still up there. So that one will stay on the board. It was a yellow, so that makes sense, actually. So 4-0. Chance here maybe to make it 5-0. There's still 1:15 on the penalty. Oh, no, she is able to go out there. Okay, I was a little confused as well. Nope, apparently not. And now we're having Piper Lefevre switch out which stick she is using. I know she uses a different stick for the draw as opposed to the when she's out there offensively. So Hannah Kim will just be the one to start off the possession here. So they give the free possession over. I'm not sure exactly what the confusion was. Penalty is still on the board as well. So they get a minute here of player up time. They didn't have to win a draw either for it too. As O'Brien surveying just outside that 12-meter fan. Over to the far side they will go. Looks like they will take it down to X to work it from there. And that will be where the possession starts. They still just work this ball around, staying patient here on the offensive end. Still got 40 seconds about. As there they pass inside, the shot from Lefevre goes wide. The ball stays free, so it's still in possession for the Firebirds. Looking for two players that were there. Kim ends up pulling that one out. I'm surprised she didn't take a shot. Pass back inside, a little bit off the mark, but Piper Lefevre will be able to track that one down. Lefevre now back down in behind. As they work the ball there, looking for Claridge in front, and she gets the goal. Thought it was going to be out of her reach, but she was able to grab that one and still quick stick it in, making it 5-0 Firebirds. Her stick was already good on one of the checks. I doubt it's changed. No weather conditions to affect it either. Just a quick shout out to the new goalie on the team in Izzy Eisenberger, who, the freshman from Middleton, Wisconsin, who is also a player on the basketball team, is now the backup goalie. She went out there and I think gave Piper Lefevre her different stick, so that way she didn't have to make the run to the sideline. And we're going to have our first time out here taken by the Pointers, as this has been a fantastic start for the Firebirds. By the way, you want to join these Firebirds? Take the next step in your educational journey with Carthage College. The admissions process is simple. Whether you're an undergraduate, transfer, graduate, or international student, visit carthage.edu/apply for details or contact our admissions team at 1-800-351-4058 or admissions@carthage.edu. We look forward to you and welcoming you to the Firebird family. 5-0 for the Firebirds here. I mean, a fantastic start. I don't think you could ask for anything else from the Firebirds. They have it firing on all cylinders right now on the offensive end. They haven't even played that much time on the defensive end. The one possession that you did have for the Pointers, they handled effectively, didn't allow anything too crazy to get on goal. So now, really out of this timeout, it's just maintaining the momentum. I mean, you're only in the first quarter still, as you have been dominating this game so far if you're the Firebirds. On the other side for the Pointers, you can't lose a game in the first quarter. You can't win a game in the first quarter, excuse me, but you sure can lose one in the first quarter. So, the big thing here for the Pointers is to stem the bleeding now and try and just get into an offensive groove. Get the ball onto the offensive end so you can try and get into a groove, because they haven't even been able to do that. That's how much of an onslaught it's been from the Firebirds offense. The draws as well, there has not even been an opportunity to win the draws. They've been so handily winning them for the Firebirds. It's been impressive. By the way, it's been Piper Lefevre in the face-off draws for the most part here. She's going to get an opportunity to at least catch a breather and on the draw at the very least. So they're going to give the opportunity to Kelsey O'Brien, as she's been sort of their secondary player in the draw. So Lefevre's still out there. She's just not starting in the face-off circle. As that one will be one for the Pointers. This will be finally an offensive win for them, as they can get onto the offensive end, I should say. They have a few players coming on. Oh, that's over and back. Oh, well, no, it's not, because they never got onto the offensive third. They're lucky that it's not an over and back. As now they will finally get this possession in and have to get set up here. Pass onto the player cutting across. They had the player there. The pass was on the mark, just wasn't handled. As the Pointers now try to fight through a few players in the middle. It's that ball on that near side. It looks like it's Gehring right there trying to get the possession. Not able to do so. It will stay with the Pointers. See if they can settle themselves down. They really haven't even settled down, and they're already to 30 seconds on the shot clock. Is there a shot? That one bouncing, easy save for Delva Lavera, as she will send that one to the near side, and they will look to clear the ball. Looks like it's going to be a successful clear here, too, for the Firebirds. Oh, that ball comes free right as I say that. Thought Taylor Ruff was able to make her way around. She lost the ball. As now that one pops free once again. Ground ball. And it's O'Brien picking it up this time. Passing it back to her goalie in Lavera, as she will survey. She will make that pass. Wide open player in midfield. Good vision from the goalie to find Kaylee Higgins. Higgins making that pass over to the far side. Now it'll be a race to the ball. Good scoop, too, by Winterkorn to make sure they keep this possession here. 70 seconds on the shot clock as well, because you had that change of possession. And now the Firebirds can get set up on the offensive end. So maybe not the cleanest way they would like to get there, because technically you kind of failed on a clear there. But they do have possession here. Lefevre had to go track that one down. So now they can get set up on their offensive end. Dodge down the far side. Pass back in behind. Away from pressure. Now getting inside for the left-handed shot. Save made by Grieg. Believe that was Higgins on that opportunity. Got herself a great shot, just a good save. But now here's the steal from Augie Claridge. Claridge racing inside, gets into the middle, makes the pass off, faked the shot. Grieg with another great save. Wow, what a save. Kept this from being a 6-goal game. The Pointers goalie keeping them from being blown out completely in this first quarter. As the Pointers now will get onto their offensive end. Maybe a fast break opportunity here if they hurry. Pass a little bit off the mark, though, for Van Dyke, who will have to pick that one off the ground. Centering pass, and the save made by the goalie and Delva Lavera. Anything you can do, I can do better, she says, as she makes a fantastic save to start the clear here for the Firebirds. Firebirds have that ball up on that far side, able to get it back onto their offensive end. Settling things down here. Plenty of time on the shot clock, too, as they were effectively able to clear this one. Leaving them with plenty of room to work on the offensive end. So they've been doing a lot of this dodging, starting from the near side. And this time it'll be O'Brien. Gives it off to Lefevre. A little bit of a switch there defensively. So now Lefevre tacking down the far side. And a whistle here. So I think we're going to get Piper Lefevre with a prime opportunity from the 8-meter fan, it looks like. As this will be one of our first free positions. As she runs in, takes the shot, save on the low shot. Grieg with the save. First free possession shot opportunity, Ends up being a save, but I don't think it was a bad opportunity from Lefevre. I think it was just a better save. So now, a great ride on the clear, turns the ball over back to the Firebirds. Just holding it down low there. I believe that's Kim. We'll send that one off as they will now rotate that ball around. Looks like it will be Lefevre to start things off on the offensive end again. Lets the player clear out first, and now we'll see if she goes to work. Rolls away from the pressure. Can't get a shot off. She'll get a call here. So I think she will get another free position opportunity. I think it's going to be from a prime spot as a righty, as she's now on that near side of the fan as opposed to the far side. More of an angle with the right-handed shot to work with, and she is right-hand dominant for Lefevre. Just waiting for the restart. There goes Lefevre, and that one goes wide of the net. Might have gotten a piece of it to Grieg. It was tough to tell from this angle, and that sun is making it tough. As they look, there is a cutter there, and elects to hold on to it does Heitschmidt. So Heitschmidt now rotating here. See if she decides to dodge. As she goes in towards the middle, takes the shot, and Grieg with another save. Getting low and stopping that shot. Some fantastic saves to keep this at only a 5-goal game for the Pointers, but they turn the ball over. It's Heitschmidt again on that near sideline. On the ride. Over for a shot and goal. I think that was O'Brien who she ended up passing the ball to for the shot. But Heitschmidt again starting things off here. And it was O'Brien. Stick is good there, so it's another good goal. 6-0. They finally break through after we've had a few saves come through from the junior goalie from St. Louis and Emily Grieg, who's made some fantastic saves for the Pointers, even though they're trailing here 6-0. So Heitschmidt gets the assist on that goal. Augie Claridge right now, 2 goals and assists. Kaylee Higgins with a goal and 2 assists. Heitschmidt with a goal and an assist. Rosie Nolan with a goal. Piper Lefevre with an assist. And Kelsey O'Brien with a goal as well. Actually, that should be her second goal if I'm not mistaken. I think it just didn't load on the statistics page. So, either way, fantastic start here. Looks like the Pointers are going to get an offensive possession finally. Whistle here as well. Looks like a penalty going on to Hannah Kim. I didn't see a green card, so she should go into the box for a minute here. Hannah Kim, who is all over the field at all times, gets herself a little... This is one way for Hannah Kim to get a break. She is one of the X factors, if you ask me, for this team, for what she means, especially defensively on the draws, offensively. There's a shot. That went over the net. For the Pointers, they will keep the possession. Or no, they lost the possession here. Good job by the Firebirds to not allow any extra shots while they were a player down. So they will be able to clear this one down. 30 seconds left to kill off on the green card. As they give this one off to Kaylee Higgins. And Higgins, no pressure there, so she'll just hold on to the ball and work this one around. Behind the nets. Looks like that is Heitschmidt, and she'll come over to the near side to Claridge. Augie Claridge now to Lefevre, back to Heitschmidt. Just playing a little bit of keep away. As 4 seconds left before their even strength. Good job by Heitschmidt to just run away from pressure, and now it's back to even strength lacrosse. So now Heitschmidt can get started going here. She'll make that pass off over to the far side. They'll get it up to O'Brien. O'Brien. Oh, they were trying to... They've been going off of that initial action. We're changing it up a little bit, and we're going to go to Claridge this time because there's been that little bit of two-player stuff that they've been doing with Lefevre. Now gets to Lefevre from the pass from Claridge. The shot! And I think she just got a little bit too much on it. That one up into the air and finally pulled down by the Pointers. Oh, 2 players collide with each other as well. 2 Firebirds did, and we've got a Firebird down. Hopefully they're okay. But there's a rush on the other end for the Pointers, as this pass to the near side is now there's nothing. A little bit slow to get up here was Augie Claridge. I think she's okay, though. Or was it Hannah Kim? Sorry, it was Kim, who she was able to get off the field. I think she's going to take a seat here, though. But those are the two players I think involved were Heitschmidt Claridge and Kim. But Hannah Kim seems to be all right. As now, good job defensively by the Firebirds as they try to win this ground ball. But right there was Paige Allen to hold on to it for the Pointers for a second before we get a whistle. And gives the possession back to West Point. Stevens Point. It's actually a green card. So they're going to call a green card on Winterkorn. So Sophia Winterkorn, the Mount Prospect native, will go into the box, and it'll be an opportunity here for the Pointers. They have yet to find the back of the net. Senard's with it right now. 2 players on her. As she's able to get it to Bar, just barely. As now they have a player right at the top of the 12-meter fan. Good anticipation, though. Now running down the middle of the field goes O'Brien. As Kelsey O'Brien was there to make that play and slow things down. 30 seconds left on the clock. Looks like Hannah Kim, by the way, just to give you an update, she's already at the edge of the box, ready to go back in. So I'm thinking that she's okay, which is good to see after that collision that happened while they were riding. Still about 7 seconds left to go. 4 seconds left, though, in the period. So the quarter almost over, and it will end here. Possession held onto by the Firebirds. So a good first quarter coming through for the Firebirds as they hold on to a 6-0 lead. Offensively, it's been a fantastic start to the game for the Firebirds. They've been, seriously, firing on all cylinders. They've had a couple of misplays here and there, but nothing. When you have 6 goals on the board after one quarter, I don't think you're going to be upset if you're head coach Maddie Burney. And on the defensive end, they just really haven't had to do much. A lot of the time has been spent on their offensive side. So defensively, they've played fine. That's all they've needed to do. They haven't had to do anything else. As we can take a look at the shots here, you can see the massive discrepancy in the shots. 15 for the Firebirds, 11 of those on goal. 2 shots on goal for the Pointers with 3 shots total. One of the big differences here, 3 of 5 for Clears, 6 of 7 for the Firebirds. They've been winning the draws as well. They've lost 2 at this point, but 4-2. Turnovers, a big one as well. 7 turnovers for the Pointers to only 1 for the Firebirds. They've caused, of those 7, 6 of them were caused by the Firebirds. There's not been any caused turnovers by the UW Stevens Point team. So when you look at that, especially the turnover difference and the caused turnover difference, it tells you how aggressive they are being on their rides, how aggressive they are being whenever the ball does get to the defensive end, and why there really hasn't been many opportunities for the Pointers to get set up. Give you a review of who our point scorers are in this game as well. Augie Claridge leads all point scorers, 2 goals and assist. Kaylee Higgins also with 3 points, with a goal and 2 assists. Shannon Heitschmidt with a goal and an assist has 2 points. Rosie Nolan with a goal. Piper Lefevre with an assist. And Kelsey O'Brien with 1 goal. I thought she had a second goal as well. I guess I was wrong. But she has been a focal point in this offense and has been making a difference regardless. As that is how we get to 6 goals. So not too bad of a first quarter for the Firebirds. We still got 3 quarters left to play. On the other end, for the Stevens Point Pointers, I think the one player that's really worth pointing out is their goalie, who's made a ton of saves in this game so far. I think it's been one of the big reasons why this isn't even more of a blowout than what it could be. So props to her for how she has been playing so far. She has made 6 saves in this game already. So with the holding the possession at the end of the quarter, the Firebirds do get the ball to start off here, and they were on their offensive end, so teams do switch sides here. As that sun is getting lower and lower. Still a bit of a rough go. Not as bad as it was earlier. It's starting to set enough where it's getting out of the way. I would still rather be looking... Oh, and the one way where you don't want to give up a possession, that is the worst way to do it. Even with how good they are playing, that is one that's going to drive head coach Matty Burney crazy, where you make an errant pass to start a quarter off when you have the possession and there's no pressure. That is not something you want to see. However, they do aggressively ride here, and they get the ball back onto their offensive end. Streaking down there is Lefevre. Thought maybe she was going to try and create a fast break. Instead, we'll just pull up and now allow them to reset and get the offense set up the way they want. By the way, Hannah Kim back out on the field. As it looks like she's going down to X here as well, as they will probably invert one of their attack. They've got 3-4 players down there. Looks like they are clearing out here for the dodge from Lefevre. And we get a whistle. Maybe we had... I'm not sure what the call was, but I think it was on the pointers, so it stays here with the Firebirds. It will be a free position opportunity as well. As there, the shot and goal. It's Shannon Heitschmidt. As she looks to make it 7-0 as long as the stick check is okay, which I'm sure it is. Oh, it looks like the stick is good there. So, good goal. As now we have another player with 3 points. A little wave, too, as well by Shannon Heitschmidt after the goal. So, Claridge, Higgins, and Heitschmidt, all 3 points in this game. See who gets the assist on that as well. Well, it was a free... Well, actually, nobody does it because that's right. It was free position goals. So no assist on that one. As the draw controlled by the Firebirds once again, they are continuing to keep the pedal to the metal here on the offensive end. Not letting up at all as Hannah Kim in possession of the ball now. Finds one of those players who just came on in Ross. Reggie Ross sends this one down low. Over to Rosie Nolan, one of our goal scorers in this game. Back over to Ross here near side. Looking to get this one to Lefevre. Lefevre looks like they will fake the pick. Does Lefevre. Spins back, gives this one off to Ross. As Ross will look to dodge. Switches to her left hand. Gets inside, spinning away from pressure. Thought maybe she was going to shoot. Instead, we get a whistle. I think we might get another 8-meter fan opportunity here. So we'll see if that's the case, and that looks to be what it is. Should be Ross, I think, taking this one. Oh, no, looks like it might be Hannah Kim. So I didn't see so free position and a yellow card. See if I can see what the official makes if the official makes the call here, if they make the signal. So that'll be 2 minutes there. It's the second yellow card that we've seen go on. Second yellow card we've seen go on as Kim shoots and scores! She didn't even run in for a better shot. She just stanced up, took the shot, and scored. She got a lot on that one as she gets herself a goal. So for Kim on the season, that is her 6th goal of the year for her, as she extends the lead to 8-0, and her stick was more than okay So that goal was good, as it has been domination here by the Firebirds at Art Keller Field. 2 goals away from that clock running, too. Now, Peter Ferrari, who you should be used to hearing on these broadcast waves, he is going to be doing the men's volleyball game that should be starting here soon, I think about 20 minutes or so. His daughter is here today doing Girl Scout cookies, and I know the girls plan on going over there after the game is over, so maybe that's why they're trying to get this score to 10 so they can get that running clock, hoping that those Girl Scouts cookies don't sell out. So another draw win on the whistle. Keeps the possession here for the Firebirds. There's still 1:40 left, too, on the player-up opportunity. Oh, Lefevre was running wide open, just a little bit late looking over there, too. I think was Claridge. I think that's Claridge. Actually, I take that back. It looks like that's Higgins. And now Higgins looking, wide open player again. Just a little bit late finding that. Will now go to Kim. Kim to Ross. Ross working this one back over to Heitschmidt as they work this one around once again. Just noticing, too, here. It looks like they are locking off Augie Claridge. They have a player playing and just wisely taking herself out is Claridge, making it one less player for them to deal with as far as help defense. It's there. Oh, the shot. She couldn't get it off for Rosie Nolan, and then we get a whistle. And I think we're going to get a free position shot for the Firebirds. See who it is this time. It looks like it will be Rosie Nolan, who that pass was for. I think it was in the sphere is the call. So Rosie Nolan near side here, the righty, getting ready. Runs in, takes the shot, save made, came out of the crease. Oh, they're calling in the I don't think that was. I thought the ball was still out, but from our angle it's tougher to tell than down on the field. But yeah, just noticing they are locking off Augie Claridge. So if you're wondering why you haven't heard her name touch the ball on the offensive end, that's one of the reasons why. Heitschmidt now. Thought maybe she was going to turn and shoot. Instead, finds Lefevre. Lefevre shoots and scores! Assist for Heitschmidt again. And a goal for Piper Lefevre. Her stick, which should be good, should make it a 9-0 game. As it is good, so the goal is good. Boy, what a half that they are having themselves for the Firebirds. So Lefevre finds herself in the scoring column on the goal sheet, not just the assists now. And with that assist as well, it should put Heitschmidt as our leading point scorer in this game. So leading all scorers now with 2 goals and 2 assists is Shannon Heitschmidt. 4 points for her. And you have, of course, Higgins and Claridge with 3 points apiece. As we get another whistle off the draw, this time it'll get called against the Firebirds. So possession here for the Pointers, and they just want to get anything they can get going on the offensive end. They haven't had much time on their offensive end, so everybody should be fresh on that side of the field as they work that pass inside. Never got a shot off. Oh, but she tried to clamp on top of it to Delva Lavera, and she couldn't, and that leads to a quick goal for the Pointers. Ava Moeller able to take that ball away on the turf and then pick it up quickly and shoot and score while Delva Lavera was trying to get the ball. So the Pointers finally find themselves in the scoring column, making it an 8-point game. So goal finally scored by Stevens Point, but they've got a lot of work to do if they want to come back in this one. Still 10 minutes left to go here in the first half, however. So a lot of time to do that. It'll be O'Brien here to take the draw this time. As As that one looks like it was won right where the Pointers wanted to win it, but Hannah Kim making it a difficult ground ball, and then they get a whistle, and it's for the Firebirds, so they get the possession. As there, a good outlet was Shannon Heitschmidt as she raced up from her attack spot and now carries this ball down below goal line extended. I just want to see, too, if they're going to continue to lock off Claridge the way that they have. Looks like right now they're not. But if they do, you know that she will probably take herself out, make it just less cluttered there. Not a bad decision for her to do that, but also if you can get her the ball while someone's playing that close to her, you probably create an odd player opportunities. There's a shot. Save made by the goalie Grieg. On that shot, I believe that was Higgins. So Grieg looking to clear that one down the far side. Pass a little bit off the mark. And it stays in bounds. Tough to tell from this angle that it was still in bounds. And then we get a whistle here. Oh, and she did step on that sideline. That sideline is tough to see from our end. I thought she was really close. They did say she stepped on it eventually. So now they look to clear this ball down to Kim. Kim slowing things down wisely, allowing her team to get set up offensively. Still have a lot of time here in this half. 9 minutes left to go. 73 on your shot clock, too, so no need to rush. You've got a large lead. Play smart offense. O'Brien with the pick there. Has to be careful. That could have been called a moving pick. Didn't get the call there. Lefevre gives it off to Higgins. Looking for that pass inside, and it ends up being a turnover. Is there. I think that ball might have gotten tipped, so that should be a free ball for somebody to get. Oh, good defensive play to pick it up, too, by one of the Firebirds. I believe that was Gehring on that far side. That gets the ball back over, so failed clear again for the Pointers. By the way, they are full strength. They've been that way for a little bit here. I even forgot to mention when that yellow card ended, but either way, Firebirds in control. So it's Higgins with the ball right now. Near side, near goal line extended. Sends it over to O'Brien, who looks like she's going to work from there. Tried to split dodge around a player. Good defensive play to hold on to the ball. But now O'Brien, spinning away from pressure, will just pull it out. 40 seconds left on the shot clock, so still a lot of time. It's there. They look for the player cutting in front for the shot. I was trying to see if they were going to make a call there. No call on the shot from Claridge, as that one was a little bit off the mark as she was kind of falling and got helped push down, it looked like. No call. So now Grieg will be able to clear. Grieg making this pass through the middle. It's tough to see with that sun from our angle here in the booth. The pass ended up getting picked off, and now it's to the near side. Over to Higgins. Kaylee Higgins. Full shot clock to work with now. Player right on her. Spins away from the pressure nicely. Gets it over to Shannon Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt taking this ball down to X. Fakes a one-way. Goes the other to free herself up as she carries that one over to the far side. And then we have a whistle here. Something off ball. So like we might get a free position opportunity here. Is that going to be Heitschmidt, too, who gets this chance? Looks like that will be Heitschmidt, so we'll see what Shannon can do here on this free position shot. Waiting for the official to restart, and there she goes! Shoots and scores! Beautiful goal from Shannon Heitschmidt as she beats the goalie in Grieg, who's made some pretty good stops here so far. Should make this game a 10-0 score. Her stick has been fine all game long. Wouldn't imagine it changes now, and it is a good goal. As this continues to be the game for Hannah Heitschmidt. And quickly talking with her for a second is Coach Maddie Burney. Maybe on something on the possession there that she saw that she wants to make her aware of. But a 9-goal game now for the Firebirds with 6:39 left to go here in this first half. 3 goals, 2 assists for Shannon Heitschmidt. She leads all scorers. For Heitschmidt on the season, she has 12 points prior to this game, so now she's up to 17. So that makes it 6 players that have 15 points or more, and there's another goal. Kaylee Higgins finds the back of the net. Off the draw, they get a prime opportunity as I'm looking at the scoring sheet. As that is a good goal. That should make it now 11-1. And a 10-goal lead. That clock will start as well. As we have hit that 10-goal threshold, that makes it a running clock. Piper Lefevre in there for the draw this time. As she wins that one forward, and they're going to say that she was illegal on that one. So it'll be possession for the Pointers. As it will be a ball that gets dislodged from Muller's stick. And now it's picked up by Augie Claridge. Augie Claridge, maybe a 2-on-1 opportunity here. Claridge just beats everybody, gets inside, shoots and scores! They've been locking her on the defensive end, on their the defense for the Pointers has been locking her at times, and she doesn't need a lock if she can just pick up the ground ball and run like that. So a good goal for Claridge makes it 12-1. Well, that's a second player as well with 3 goals. Another hat trick for the Firebirds. Claridge and Heitschmidt leading all scorers. 5 points for Heitschmidt, 4 for Claridge, also 4 for Higgins as well. And she's a goal away from having a Hattie as well. Ooh, that ball bounced right into Lefevre. I don't think she was ready for it as the Pointers get the possession. And then we have a whistle here. And see what the call is. Maybe a green card? I think it's going to be on Hannah Kim. Oh, they're going to call her for a slash, so a yellow card for Hannah Kim. Got a little bit aggressive there. I thought maybe they were going to call that. I will never be upset with Hannah Kim being the aggressive player that she is, but unfortunately sometimes that leads you into trouble like that. So she goes into the box for 2. So now it'll come onto the defense here to kill off this, try to keep this a 11-goal lead. And now we get to really see the offense get to work for the Pointers as they look for a player inside. Ball was off the mark. I think that should be considered a pass. I know you had players running for the Pointers, but, you know, pass doesn't matter if it's towards the goal. It's not a shot on goal. So the clear, effective, and quickly done by the Firebirds as they're already back into their offensive end. They've got a minute and 17 still left to kill off on this. The one nice thing about the running clock is that penalty runs as well. Oh, is there the shot? I like what she was doing from Nolan. Just couldn't quite get it far enough to the side. Grieg was able to get a block with her left leg as she makes the pass over to the near side, and it's off the mark. Oh, it just stayed in bounds. It held for Wellhouse, who was the one who was able to at least knock that one down. Now they get that one to head to Barr. Barr to the near side. Wide open player. Runs and shoots and scores. It's number 14 in Kaylin Deutsch, excuse me. So Deutsch with the score there makes it now 12-2. Still a running clock though, so still a 10-goal lead for the Firebirds. Penalty stays on for another 15 seconds as well for Hannah Kim. As we're making some changes here. As they got to be careful too, because if you do take too long, and I think that thinking about it now, that's probably what the call was earlier that gave the possession to the Firebirds, was if you're not set up, I forget what the timer is. If it's 45 seconds, although with the running clock, maybe they can't put that timer up, you will get called for failing to set up, and then it'll be possession for the opposing team. As that one went up high into the air, and I think that's Augie Claridge, who was the one who came down with it. So Claridge holding on here. Penalty over, back to even strength Lacrosse. As Lefevre, or sorry, no, that was Gehring passing it to the near side. As it gets over to Kim, who's back out after her penalty was over. So Kim to the near side to O'Brien. O'Brien now takes this one down in behind the net. Gets the pick there. Oh, had the player on the roll. She was a little late seeing it, but she holds on to the possession, does eventually get it to that player in Bernie, although Bernie dropped it there for a second. Or sorry, no, that's Higgins, excuse me. That's Kaylee Higgins. Higgins passing towards the middle for the shot and goal! Wow, there's a player right on her. That was Carly Young. The sophomore from Peoria. Just make sure the stick is good. And it is, so good goal for Carly Young. Second goal of the year for Young, as she was able to find the back of the net. "25 seconds left to go here in this first half, so probably just enough time for the draw. As that one up high into the air, Lefevre tried to win it to herself. Ground ball, as there's a collision there. Well, possessions, I see sometimes, I don't know why the official blew. I thought the official was going to make a card. I thought maybe he was going to call a green card. But if it's a push without possession, it's not a penalty. Doesn't matter, though. That does it for the first half. 13-2, the Firebirds. It has been all them this entire first half. They did give up the 2 goals, but they have been stellar on the offensive end. Defensively, I mean, they just haven't had much to do. The couple of times that it's gotten down there, they've been pretty successful. They've let up a couple goals. One of those, they were player down. So sometimes you're going to give those up. And then the other one as well, you know, just a little bit of an unfortunate, looked like it was good defense, and then just not able to get the clamp and pull it into her crease was Delva Lavera. So still a good first half. I think you're going to be happy if you are the Firebirds. But we're going to take a timeout here, and we'll come back with the second half here from our Keller Field. Getting ready for the second half here at Art Keller Field. Chris LoBosco with you. It is a 13-2 lead for the Carthage College Firebirds over the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point Pointers, as it has been a dominant first half from the Firebirds. So glad you could join us here. The goal scorers right now for the Pointers, number 8 in Ava Muller and number 14 in Kaylin Deutsch, the two players scoring for the Pointers. On the other side, we've had multiple goal scorers in this game. Leading all point scorers, there's two players with 5 points. That's Shannon Heitschmidt and Kaylee Higgins. Augie Claridge right behind them with 4. By the way, 3 goals and 2 assists for Heitschmidt, 2 goals and 3 assists for Higgins. Claridge with 3 goals and 1 assist. Piper Lefevre with a goal and an assist, 2 points for her. Rosie Nolan with a goal. Hannah Kim with a goal. Kelsey O'Brien with a goal. And number 28 in Carly Young with a goal. And there's all your goal scorers, and not a pointer, but a German Shepherd there on the field as well. Get a little wave to the camera too. I believe that's a Firebird fan there, so have to be happy with the score. Plenty of balls to fetch with how many have been going into the net right now too for the Firebirds. So a good game so far. Once again, with the score being 10 goals or more, it will be a running clock to start this second half as soon as the whistle goes. So for the Pointers, they want to get that to stop. They're going to have to get 2 goals. Opening draw, going to eventually be 1 for the Pointers, so that's not a bad start. But they have to still make sure they maintain the possession. So they get that one off to Heller. To the near side, they go to Muller, one of the goal scorers here. Try to go back to a player coming on, and Deutsch, as that puck hit, or the ball hit the ground. As now they look for the pass inside for the shot. Save made. Right there in the way was Sochi Delvalavera. She was ready to make that one, and she was quick to make that pass off. Gets it back now. Now looking to pass it to the near side. Wide open player, good pass. Up to Ruff. Ruff back into the middle. As now they find the player in Lefevre on the near side. Good passing on that clear by the Firebirds as they now get the possession onto their offensive end. So pass over to the far side. Firebirds just maintaining possession here. As this one will get worked down to X. That's Heitschmidt. So Shannon Heitschmidt here. Looks like she's going to get a fake on the pick there from Lefevre. Maybe could have gotten it to her, but now they work with each other. Gets it. Oh, and it hit the post. Oh, Lefevre had a bunch of room there. It just managed to catch the post. Possession does stay with the Firebirds here. A little bit of 2-player game going on between Heitschmidt and Lefevre. Draws both players to her. Did Heitschmidt had a wide open Lefevre, and she just didn't finish that one, unfortunately. O'Brien here now. Pass on to the far side. Getting inside. Trying to go with a low shot was Higgins. As that one will come back over to the Firebirds. As Heitschmidt passing that one down low into the near corner. We're starting from there. I believe that was Lefevre. Lost the handle for a second. Now finds the player coming around from X. Oh, but she wasn't able to get the pass. I think that was Higgins again. I think they were going to call in the crease anyways, even if she did get it. So, possession now for the Pointers as they the ride again. Augie Claridge, similar spot to last time, and she gets checked down. And she is out of play there. And I think we are going to get a green card, so I think they'll say push with possession. Probably a good call. That was definitely a push. So now player up opportunity for the Firebirds. As they look to get that penalty on here. Well, clock is stopped. Clock should be running even though, and now they finally get it going. So they get it, now the official might stop the clock. A little bit of confusion here, what's happening now. So I'm not sure what's taken up all this time. So they're starting the ball down at X. I think that's what's happening here. I'm surprised that's where they're starting this with where that happened. So I think they're just going to stop the clock for a moment and get things sorted out. I mean, I think if you're the Pointers, you're happy because there's only 24 seconds on your penalty. I wonder if they're going to reset the clock here. I mean, this is the one thing with the running clock is, you know, getting the penalty up while the clock is continuing to run can be a bit difficult. So, all right, now we get clock to restart. I think they put a little bit of time on there. Not that it matters for the Firebirds. They just want to get their offense going. Higgins over to the far side, over to Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt back to Higgins as they find Lefevre. Lefevre, player ends up checking her right in the back. I think she's going to get an opportunity here from the 8-meter fan, if I had to guess. Looked like she was within that area. So she should get the free position opportunity. And it looks like that will be the case. So Lefevre, favorable spot for a righty as well. So now they wait for the restart. There it goes, and Lefevre scores, making it 14-2, and the clock will continue to run. Piper Lefevre unassisted, it'll go on the free position goal. So I think Lefevre might get a chance here to catch a breather as well. As it looks like I see Reggie Ross making her way on to take the draw here. So, yep, it will be a Lefevre. But she's just not taking the draw here. Still will stay out with Lefevre. A little bit of a break for O'Brien, actually, is who it'll be. The freshman from Oak Park. And for Lefevre, I believe that's her second goal of the game, so that will put her to 3 points now. As we are already 5 minutes through this third quarter. Only stoppage we really had was because of confusion on the penalty. By the way, that penalty well over before that free position shot. As they work this one down in behind to X once again. Find the player coming on. And Reggie Ross. Ross will pass that one off as they continue to work it around. Lefevre now. We'll look to dodge from there. Pass back over to the far side. A little bit of a switch coming through on the dodge. For Higgins making that pass inside. She had Nolan. I think we might have a free position opportunity here. For Kaylee Higgins. See where they put her on that 8-meter fan. Looks like they're going to put her on that far side of it. So, a little bit of a tougher shot for a righty there, but still plenty of an angle. Especially if she gets in close. See what she decides to do here. Instead goes for the pass. Shot and goal! Rosie Nolan. Smart play on the free position opportunity from Higgins to get the goal. Off of the pass. And now obviously just make sure the stick of Rosie Nolan's okay. And it is. So now that'll be 6 points. So Higgins. So Kylie Higgins. I think that's 7 or 6 points for her. If it will update for me. There we go. It is 6 points. So 4 goals, or 2 assists, 4 goals for Higgins in this one. So Kylie Higgins having herself a fantastic game. As Hannah Kim, the beneficiary of the draw that came through, I believe that was Ross on the draw, who's able to win that one cleanly to Kim as they get onto their offensive end. Lefevre now passing it over to the far side, over to Higgins. Higgins back over to her, fakes it to Lefevre, still holds on to it here. She draws a player to her, will look to maybe dodge now, and instead give it back off to Lefevre. Looking back over to the near side. They'll give Give that one off to Ross. Ross dodging inside, lost the ball. Picks it right back up, however. And now we'll pass it off to Higgins. Higgins from the point. Splits to her right hand. Gets around one, and then I thought maybe a whistle. No whistle, but now a scrum for the ground ball. And it will be the Pointers coming out with it. 7 minutes left to go here in this third quarter, as they look to go back to their goalie for the clear, as that will be the junior and Grieg. Long pass down to the near side, over onto their offensive end for the Pointers. Fight for the ground ball. That one poked free, but there's a Pointer right there to get the possession. So that looks like that's Van Dyke. Van Dyke now with the ball. Surveys, passing it over to her left, dodging inside was number 3. As that one back over to Kaylin Graysonly, as that one will end up back in behind. And now for the shot. That one over the net. Multiple players there for the Pointers. They'll keep the possession. As now that ball coming free over on the far sideline. Picked up and off to the races goes Hannah Kim. Good pass ahead over to a wide open Kaylee Higgins. Higgins has the outlet, and Kim, if she needs it, instead will just run away from the pressure so they can get set up in the offensive end. Lefevre now to the near side as they look to get set up here. Back over to Lefevre. She waits. Looks like they're going to isolate her as she will now dodge down the near alley. Gets around one. Gets inside, shoots and scores. Just weaved her way through. Haven't seen Lefevre have to do that too often. This offense is so predicated on action off of the dodge from her. I wonder if she got a little bit of contact on her hand there. She was kind of grabbing her hand there for a second. Looks like she's okay. But a goal for her once again, as Lefevre finds herself with another goal. 16-2. The score now after the good goal from Piper Lefevre, and that's another player with a hat trick as well, I believe. So yep, that's the third goal for Lefevre. Lefevre with 4 points in the game. A fantastic game all around from the Firebirds as they continue to extend their lead. 4:30 left to go here in quarter number 3. A possession finally for the Pointers off of a draw. They lose it for a moment, maintain it. Deflection, trying to free that ball back up, was Ross, and then we get a whistle here. And Ross, I think, is going to get a green card. So Reggie Ross into the box for a minute there. Wait, do we have 2 green cards? So you've got Higgins as well. So 2 green cards. So this will be a 2-player up opportunity for the Pointers. Prime opportunity to get another goal on the board. As right now it's Barr with it. As there, smart play by Delva Lavera as she gets the possession here. Pass over to the wide open player on her far side. Quick pass up along the far sideline as they look to clear from here. Again, beautiful passing on the clear from the Firebirds as it gets to Sophia Winterkorn, who will take this one down. She's going to run down in behind the net. Nobody coming to her, so might as well. You still have probably about 15 seconds left to kill off on those 2 penalties as they hold on to it here. Ooh, a lot of contact into Rosie Nolan there. I think we're going to get a card this time on the side of the Pointers, and quickly running off is the player there in number 29. And Rowan Dunn, she knew what she did the moment that the whistle happened. So she gets a yellow card into the box for her. And the penalties are over, so it's now a opportunity for the Firebirds. 2:51, and I think they stopped the clock here as well. So now the signal goes to start it, I think, again. Surprised they didn't just run it there. Either way, Hannah Kim with the ball, working it around the perimeter. Looking for that pass in towards the middle, but right there was the goalie, and Grieg saw that one the entire way, as now she, the whistle goes as she was cradling that one. I think they're just going to, green card. Piper Lefevre, it looks like, will be the one who's the recipient of a green card this time, and obviously running clock. So that means that penalty continues to run out. So an even strength, at least for the moment. And now the ride. We'll see what they decide to do. Here, Augie Claridge kind of playing in between the goalie and the player there. And this one just going to get thrown down and picked up by the defense, it looks like, for the Firebirds. Wait. I don't know what the call was. The yellow line's not the end line. I think the official called her for being out of bounds, and she wasn't. So they're going to give the ball to the Firebirds. That is the proper call. The official looked at the wrong lines. It's the black line, not the yellow. I mean, the nice thing here is the Firebirds can just go, and Hannah Kim, nobody near her, and she's just going to sprint through the middle of the field. Quickly make that pass ahead. Beautiful pass, too. Over to the far side, as they can now possess here, finally, will the Firebirds. As they find the player in Claridge over on the near side. Back to even strength. Well, almost back to even strength. Player up for a moment for the Firebirds, but that's over. So now even strength. Still carrying the ball right now is Shannon Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt pass off to Lefevre. Lefevre and her switch positions. Back over to Heitschmidt. They tried to go. Pass was just a little bit off the mark for Heitschmidt. So they pick that one back up. Claridge free inside. Takes the shot and scores! Hit as she was going to, but that doesn't matter. Augie Claridge with another goal. Looks like she's okay as well. Her team checking on her here, too. Adjust. She's got that brace on her knee there. I think she wears one on both knees. But the goal good. I think she's going to come off to the sideline here. And honestly, with the score being 17-2, and that does it for the quarter. Claridge wants to call it a game. I think they're just adjusting her brace there is the good thing. So looks like everything is fine for Augie Claridge, and honestly, if they wanted to let her rest the rest of the game, something they could really do if they want to. They are up by enough. Just looking at the scoring in this one, just to update it to you as we enter into the fourth quarter, 17-2 in favor of the Firebirds over the Wisconsin Stevens Point women's team. The Pointers, right now, only 2 goal scorers for the Pointers. 3 points total in the game for them, as their 1 assist is from number 7 in Barry Barr. Their 2 goals coming from number 8, Ava Muller, and then number 14 in Kaylin Deutsch. And as for the Firebird side, it's a long list of goal scorers in this game. So we'll go by points, though. Leading all scorers with 6 points is Kaylee Higgins. Shannon Heitschmidt right behind her with 5. 2 goals, 4 assists for Higgins. 3 goals, 2 assists for Heitschmidt. Augie Claridge also has 5 points in the game. 4 goals for her, 1 assist. Piper Lefevre with 3 goals and 1 assist. That's 4 points. Rosie Nolan, 2 goals, no assists, so 2 points. Hannah Kim with a goal. Kelsey O'Brien with a goal, and number 28, Carly Young with a goal. So a point each for those single goal scorers in this game, but that's how you get to 17 for the Firebirds here. A fantastic game on the offensive end, and defensively, they haven't had much time down there. They haven't had to worry about it. The defense, though, has done a pretty good job. The few possessions that there have been, they have given up the 2 goals, but those 2 goals, I think, aren't the worst goals in the world that they've given up. So now we await here as the clock just needs to get up there. So the 15 minutes up onto the clock. They'll start it here as soon as the whistle goes, as we will get this quarter going. I think we're just waiting here a moment as they finally get the draw set up properly. As that was number 9 and Ross in there for the Firebirds, and Hannah Kim wins that draw on the near sideline. Running down the near side as she sprints onto the offensive end, stops on a dime, makes the pass over to the player in Higgins. Higgins, though, couldn't quite handle the pass, and now that went onto the ground. And Hannah Kim, even though she was the one who made the pass, ends up finding her way back in there, and that will trail off to get back on the ride. Looks like they're going to do a 0 ride here right now, so it's going to be decision time for what does Grieg want to do. She's been doing these, passing it down to the opposite side. Ball was a little bit out of the reach of her player in the middle there, but they do manage to hold the possession, and then they'll get a whistle here, and I think we're going to get a penalty. Looks like it's probably going to be a green or a yellow. I'll see if what they call. Might be yellow. Oh, no, no card. Or no, it is a card. I just didn't see. He didn't flash it out, but we'll get it from the official here on the near sideline. What it is. If it, well, maybe we won't. Well, either way, it's a player up opportunity for the Pointers. Minute on the clock, so it's a green card. So now there, a shot opportunity goes wide of the net. Firebirds closest to it, so they will get the possession. So the Pointers here losing out on their player up opportunity, and it'll go by quick when that running clock is going. As through the middle of the field, pass over to the far side, a little bit off the mark, but still handled by the Firebirds, and now running down the far sideline, just trying to get a number for you there. As they do get the possession down onto their offensive ends, they can kill off the rest of this penalty. As a little bit of a handoff there over to Heitschmidt. Shannon Heitschmidt will pass it over to the far side. So good job on the clear again. Firebirds have been stellar on their clears. Smart passing on them, using the pass to get by more so than just running, though they will run when the opportunity presents itself. O'Brien coming out from the box after the penalty ended for Ross. It's Hannah Kim. Carries this one to the near side to O'Brien, flips it to her. O'Brien now back over to the far side, passing it off over to Nolan. Carrying right now at the 8-meter fan. Gets inside, looking for the shot and goal. And I said that was Nolan, but the jersey a little bit tucked up there. That was actually number 8 and Kaylee Higgins. So Higgins with another goal. Make sure the stick is good. And the official puts it down, says yes, good goal. So Higgins continuing her scoring ways with another goal, as she will find herself with a hat trick. So 7 points on the day for Kaylee Higgins. Higgins coming into the game was at 16 points. So those 7 points will put her as another person above 20 on the Firebirds. That's 23 for her. So 5 different players with 20 points or more for the Firebirds. Impressive scoring that they've had. So now over on that far side, the draw was called for the Pointers, but then we get a call here off the ball, so it'll stay with the Pointers actually. So they'll get to keep the possession. Looks like they'll get a fresh shot clock as well. They did stop the clock here. I guess it was another penalty. So Kelsey O'Brien into the box. Green card for her. Firebirds. Able to get that ball back, even though it was a possession for the Pointers, so not much of an opportunity there on the green card for them. And now they'll be able to try and clear this one down. Running along that near sideline, good pass in towards the middle. Didn't quite get to where she wanted for Carly Young. I believe that was Young. Or no, actually, I take that back. That was Kuyeva. And that one off the mark from Ruff. They'll keep the possession for the Pointers, but I think their penalty just about over here. 14 seconds left, so if you can at least stop this, no more penalty, as it will end by the time that this pass gets off from Delva Rivera. She sends it to the far side. So a little bit of trouble here on the clear. They have been successful in a lot of their clears. And they finally are once again. Good pass in towards the middle. Gets it off to Hannah Kim. Kim back over to the far side. As they can set up here from in behind their own net, or the opposing team's net. O'Brien back out there after her penalty is over. Passing this one up to Lefevre, now over to the far side. Trying to get away from some pressure is Young, who gives it back off to O'Brien. O'Brien dodging from there, getting past one. A lot of standing around, unfortunately. Didn't have quite the movement off ball that they would like. Because now they'll go back over to Higgins. Higgins looking inside, shot, and that one, oh. I don't know if that caught a piece of the goalie and Grieg or not, but either way, keeps this one going, and there, a lot. Oh, wait, she went back into her own crease. I'm a little surprised that they allowed that. Either way, passed out through the middle of the field. And Shannon Heitschmidt here going to the side to talk, I think, with one of the coaches on the bench. As they look to pass this one in for a shot and save for Delva Rivera. She has not had to make too many of those in this game. Pass was off the mark. Well, it looks like they're saying it was a little bit of help to make that happen, so Firebirds keep the possession. Pass to Delva Rivera. Out of her crease here, spinning away from pressure. Now we'll just find the wide open outlet on the far side. And now in towards the middle. Oh, that pass a little bit off the mark, but a good job scooping it up by the Firebirds, as that was Young. Carly Young passed to the near side to Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt down over to Higgins, and now Higgins can slow things down here in the near corner as they can get their offense set up. Young, good job getting that pass that was a little bit off the mark. As now they go to O'Brien. O'Brien looking for the call, as she will now rotate around. O'Brien, a little bit of give and go they try to do with her and Lefevre. The ball was off the mark, stolen away. So now it will be the Pointers once again. 7:29 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Time goes by quickly when there's no stoppages and the running clock as well. As that pass over to the far side. Pointers back onto the offensive end. Good defense. Oh, splits the players there, and a goal on the bouncer. Great individual effort for number 16 in Addison Novak. Just split the defenders, gets inside, and the bounce shot, just a tough one there for Delva Rivera to handle. Really good bouncer that leads to the goal. Obviously still going to be a continually running clock, however, with the lead being what it is. Still a 15-goal game in favor of the Firebirds. And only the third goal that they've given up today. So now another draw here at midfield. I believe that is Reggie Ross in there again, and they're going to call her, I think she went a little early. So another opportunity here for the Pointers to score. Maybe just get, the game is out of reach, but maybe you can get a couple of goals to make you feel better about how you finished the game. As there, that ball ends up free in the middle, ground ball. Who will pick it up? As that one's still free in the scrum. It looks like, oh, it's Hannah Kim running away with it. Racing down the middle of the field. Quick pass up ahead, wide open. Oh, the shot never got off. Good play by the goalie. Rebound came right out to Nolan. Oh no, that was number 6. That's Katie Burney. No, it was Nolan on the goal, sorry. No, it was Heitschmidt. I saw that number look tucked up like a 4. So Shannon Heitschmidt with another goal. And it's good, so good goal for Heitschmidt. 5:03 left to go here in this fourth quarter as the clock will continue to run. So for Heitschmidt, I think that should even her up in points or put her one behind Higgins with 6 points for her, 4 goals and 2 assists. As this draw, one over to the near side. Kim in there battling. Blocks a player out, boxes a player out wisely, just getting her body in the way and not doing anything illegal. As now they get that to Heitschmidt. Heitschmidt over to the far side. As they will work this one around. Ooh, that pass deflected away, and now it's the Pointers with the ball. See if they can clear this one. They've been having some trouble clearing the ball. They get it to their goalie in Grieg. Grieg has, at some times, just thrown the ball down the middle. She's got a lot of room to walk up here, so she can just take her time, allow her team to make some substitutions, too, if they need to. Nobody coming here. They're playing that zero ride, and now some pressure being applied by Heitschmidt, and they'll force the pass down the middle, and then it's picked up by the defense of the Firebirds. So another failed clear coming through. Another forced turnover by the Firebirds with 3:29 left to go here. So maybe enough time to score one more goal if you want. See if they can get another one on the board. So they're getting set up here. Looks like they're going to clear out for the dodge from X. I think that was Burney, not able to get inside. They'll work it around back over to the near side now, as it's Ross. Ross around one, gets inside, shoots. Save made by Grieg. Ball came back out to the Firebirds. Oh, Burney was there on the side of the net looking for an opportunity. Didn't quite get it to go fast enough for that. As now they'll do, looking for Burney as she was cutting towards the middle. Ball came free, pulled out of there by Nolan. 45 seconds left to go on the shot clock, and Hannah Kim will slow things down. Allow them to get reset up offensively as they make the pass over to Ross. Ross now with O'Brien. O'Brien around one, off the pick. Looking maybe for the roller, not going to go. She goes with the shot instead. Actually, she didn't get the shot off. Ended up on the ground, and then I think she's going to get a little bit of help here, and that's going to be a call. Might be a free possession opportunity for O'Brien. I think that's a yellow card as well. Yep, yellow is the card. So, yellow card to finish the game off for the Pointers. And it will be O'Brien, so chance here for another goal for Kelsey O'Brien as she's on that near side of the 8-meter fan. O'Brien loads up, shoot! And that one goes wide. Oh, and they'll say that the closest to the ball was the Pointers. Just couldn't get that one on cage. So now it will be possession for the Pointers. Minute 34 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Quick pass over to the near side for number 24 in Kittinger. as her pass gets to a player in number 32 in Slane. They'll eventually just have to throw that one across. And that ground ball picked back up by the Firebirds. Over for a pass near side to Kim. Kim now will race down the near sideline. Minute left to go. Hannah Kim. Quick pass in towards the middle. And they have enough time on the shot clock. They can just run things out here, and it looks like that's what Heitschmidt will do. So Shannon Heitschmidt going to just hold on to it here. Maybe they'll do one more opportunity offensively. I mean, might as well. You've got the time. But they can run out the clock here, too. See what the Heitschmidt decides to do. So Heitschmidt's still holding on here. As now I think they give it off to Katie Burney. Back over to the near side. Dodging in is Ross. Lost the ball. And she's going to get an 8-meter opportunity. But I don't think it's going to get set up in time. I think that should do it for the game. They will stop the clock here, actually. So they will give the free position opportunity. So maybe one more opportunity for a goal for Reggie Ross. See what she decides to do. Runs in. Takes the... No, she ends up getting saved by the goalie. As that'll do it here. A 19-3 win for the Firebirds. A fantastic game from this Firebirds squad as they find themselves with another win. Their record now moves to 8-1. As they get ready to go into conference play, have to feel good about the season they're having so far. As we will go over goal scorers and the points here for both teams. So 4 points for the side of the Pointers. An assist from number 7 in, excuse me a second there, is Barry Barr. So Barry Barr with an assist. A goal from number 8 and Ava Muller. A goal from number 14 and Kaylin Deutsch. And a goal from number 16, Addison Novak. So that's all your scorers on the side of there. But let's take a look at team stats. 19 goals, 3 for the Pointers, 19 for the Firebirds. 8 assists on those 19 goals, as opposed to 1 for the Pointers. 40 shots from the Firebirds, but only 27 on net. But still, that's a high volume amount of shots, as opposed to 11 shots for the Pointers, only 8 that managed to get on goal. 22 ground balls to 11 for the Firebirds. 17 of 20 on their clears for the Firebirds, only 7 of 18 on the clears for the Pointers. Draws slightly in favor of the Firebirds, 13-10. One of the big differences in this game, though, turnovers. 25 for the Pointers, only 11 for the Firebirds, almost single digits for that. And they caused 19 turnovers, did the Firebirds, with 7 coming from the Pointers. So that a big difference in this game as well. Just the turnovers and the amount of turnovers caused. And just to give you a quick rundown of the goal scorers for the Firebirds, 7 points for Higgins, Heitschmidt with 6, Augie Claridge with 5, Lefevre with 4, Rosie Nolan with 2, Hannah Kim with a point, Kelsey O'Brien with a point, and Young with a point. Bunch of goal scorers in this game for the Firebirds. A fantastic game that they had. When you have that many players that find their way onto the scoring sheet, this is a team that hadn't lost a game yet either. And I think for Stevens' point, they had to imagine that this could be the game that they end up losing, even though the Firebirds lost one game so far this season. They've been stellar, and even in their loss, they only lost by 1. As for the other side, for Stevens' point, I don't think that they've played the level of competition that the Firebirds have in some of their games. Not that the Firebirds have played just, world beaters every single game. But I think the quality of competition that they've seen so far this year was a little bit higher than what Stevens' Point has. But I think if you're looking at it for Stevens' Point, this is still a team that's growing. I think this is a good lessons for them to learn. They did still manage to get a few goals here as the Firebirds ring the bell off of their win. A great win that came through from the Firebirds. It's been a fantastic production here all day, and there's still more to go. You can switch over to volleyball, which is probably going on right now. They should be playing at this moment for the men's volleyball team, ranked 3rd in the nation. But Saturday, March 28th, you've got softball versus UW Whitewater. You've got men's volleyball versus Augustana. Then Sunday the 29th, baseball versus North Central. Softball versus Beloit. That doubleheader as well versus Beloit. And then Wednesday, April 1st, you've got baseball versus Carroll. And then women's lacrosse here versus Lake Forest as they jump into that CCIW schedule for one of their first home games of the CCIW season. For Stevens Point, they will play St. Mary's. That one will be on the 27th, so not much rest for them. They'll get one day off, and then the first will be the first CCIW game versus Lake Forest for the Firebirds. Or actually, that should be... But either way, for the Firebirds, just continue to stack these wins as you push towards. And actually, I think... for the women, looking at it, Lake Forest, the first CCIW game will be after that. I was going to say, I didn't think Lake Forest was in the CCIW, so correction there on the things I said myself, but I think that's going to do it here for us. So you had a fantastic crew today. Again, 19-3 the win for the Firebirds, for our executive producer, Mike Love, producer John Voinovich, and our whole student crew today, Owen, who was directing, doing graphics, and then Ray and Cameron on the cameras. Great work from the entire team here today, as this has been a presentation of the Firebirds Broadcast Productions and Carthage College Network. So that's going to do it here for us tonight. 19-3 the win for the Firebirds, and we'll see you next time on the CCIW Network.